All right, everybody, on topic, Jake Wellen. All right, I want to put all my inspiration over here. File, place. And because I have chosen to do a subtle but schwanky and politically charged wallpaper for Olivia Pope, I'm going to grab the file, make sure this is not checked. If this is checked, that means that you would need to keep this file and this file together forever. If you hit place, it will place it, and I like to place it off to the side. And notice that embedded is grayed out. This will lead to a larger file size when you start to get a lot of inspiration in there. But I find that this is a better way to keep your files, at least when you're getting started, to keep your inspiration correct. So say you just drag one in. Let me show you what you do with that. So I love this one. I think Olivia Pope would love it too. So I'm going to bring that in. Now, if you look up in the option bar, it says it's a linked file, meaning that this would have to be next to this or saved in the same folder every time you opened it in order for you to see it. So I can click on it and hit Embed. And then it is now a part of the file. All right, so I'm going to undo that, save this file, and throw this away so that you can see what error message you get. I don't know where I saved my file. Oh, here we go. Okay. This is taking so long, I could go down and see Mr. O'Shaughnessy. Okay. This is saying, I don't know where you put that file, lady. You didn't embed it, and it's linked, and now I cannot find it. When I see this, I kind of go into a rage tornado because I can't see what you're referencing. You can't see what you're referencing, and it just shows bad file management. So I'm going to hit cancel, shut that down, pull it out of the trash. Come on, little wallpaper, you're okay. And open it back up and embed it. But I wanted you to see what that error message will look like. It's very, very, very important. Sometimes I will make a layer with all of my inspiration on it, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put my layer over here. I'm going to grab this guy, embed it, file place, more, ooh, I think she does love Marcella. Let's put that over here. Let's make it a little bigger. The embed is grayed out. We're good. File place. I think that was it for her. Good. So hit cancel. Now, I'm going to look at my layers. On my layers right now, I just have those 3 inspirations. So I'm going to name that layer inspiration and turn it off. Lock it and turn it off. That way when I send this to a client, they don't have to see the inspiration, right? Or when I export it as a PDF. Well, anything that I export is not going to include anything that's on the scratch board anyway, but I want to keep that maybe hidden just for me. Okay. Now I'll make a new layer, and that's where I'll call wallpaper. And remember, layers work a little different on account of sublayers. But you can do some more research. Look at 1950. Your 3 categories are 1950s inspired kitchen, upscale, dining room for Olivia Pope, or a hipster's crib and or pad. Okay, so let's put.
Was the worst. It's like in the 50s, and it was like this Mother Goose wallpaper.
Oh, that's bad.
With like that baby blue.
Oh, yeah. I was 1970s, so I got away with it. Okay, so I will give you again. I will post this video. Now we're going to start just making simple shapes. And if we look in on this shape, these are actually just this shape. repeated over and over and over again. Or they may actually just even be diamonds. It's too hard to say. But if I wanted to, I could grab the pen tool. One, make sure I have a stroke, no fill. Two, I'm going to go a little different. Say I'm just going to make that one side. And I get that one side to how I like it. And it's not exactly.
What if you use the shape tool, that little rounded edge corner, and just do the pen tool and have the points?
I'm going to show you that next. That's next. That's coming up. I'm going to just make half. I can select this half, go up to Object, Transform, Reflect, and when you get this window, choose Preview. And you'll see that if you hit Copy, it will make you the other side. So if you're like me and the one side's always really, really good and the other side's like, a little troublesome, this is how to do it. Now, grab it, zoom in, and you can see that this, if I go to View Outline, that is just showing you the paths. You can see that this is still separate. What I want it to do is connect it. I'm going to grab the direct select and make a big little square around these two up at the top because there's actually 2 anchor points there. I'm going to go to Object, Path, Join. So now this is actually 1. Down at the bottom, we have 2. If I mouse, I just see that little marquee I'm drawing to select them both. Object, Path, Join. And now this shape is a closed shape.
You can't do like select it all and then group, ungroup?
Grouping is different. What I did is I actually joined 2 separate anchor points. They were up at the top, there were anchor point, and they were on top of each other, so you couldn't see them. But if you drug one side over, you would not have a closed shape. So when you tried to put a fill in it, it would look a little funky. So grouping is a little different, and we'll get to grouping. But you have a lot of options for your paths underneath the object menu, right? So I'm gonna go back to View, change it to Preview, which is Command Y, and now you can see that shape, right? Now, I could take that shape over here, and I could start to work with it by holding down the Option. And you see the Smart Guides? The Smart Guides are absolutely your friend. They will help you line things up. If the Smart Guides are not on, you can go to View, Smart Guides. So I'm holding down the Option, which is allowing me to copy it, and the Shift, which is keeping it straight. And then already I've got something going on. Now if I want to work with these 4 shapes as one, and I don't want one of them to go wonky, I can go to Object, Group. Now when I go to select one, it's going to bring all of them with me, which is cool. So I'm going to select it, go to Object, Transform, and Rotate. And I'm going to rotate 45 degrees and hit Copy. And all of a sudden, I made one shape. And all of a sudden, I've got something that would look very beautiful in an upscale design. Once you started to add the colors to it, right, and you started to change the scale. This would not look great if it were gigantic. Let's see. I can grab that. So we could, let's see. We could leave it kind of overlapped, which is kind of cool. Or, say I grab this, Object, Transform, Rotate, Copy, hold down the Shift, oops, ooh, oh. With the selection tool, not all of it, just part of it, lady. Let's grab just the top, there we go. If you want to rotate it, which I think I want to rotate it a little bit, you can go to transform, rotate, and maybe I rotate it 180. I'm obviously not the greatest with math. I want a 45. There we go. Would that be, what if I want to rotate? Oh, I want to 90. Oh my gosh. This is like my first day of math.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
No.
Actually, that looks kind of cool. If I moved it over there, moved it a little bit over there. This could be a very, very cool design. What's going to be important is making sure that your alignment is there. So I'm going to hit Command R, which will bring up the ruler and allow me to bring down guides, right? So that I can make sure that I'm intersecting. The smart guides will let you know, hey, you're intersecting with the center. That's good. I think that these need to go over a little more. All right? And I can use the arrows. See, this is just the beginning of what, again, you are working with one or two shapes, simple shapes. You can start with any of the shapes on here, or you can trace something off of your inspiration wallpaper, but it is going to be simple. So this is the first part.